Hello everyone, we are back with another episode.
That's right. Next come the heavy artillery, presidential more like Michelle, not Hillary, feel me?
Everybody, guess who's back? It's me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just finished getting a vampire facial and my face is a little bit red and swollen right now. So for those who don't know what a vampire facial is, it's when they take your blood, they use the plasma from when they take your blood to inject in your face with the micro needle. So it's supposed to just stimulate the face, help with collagen, hyperpigmentation, tightening, and for premature aging, so to like prevent wrinkles. The lady said I have really good skin. I don't have any wrinkles, you know, but of course I'm still young as well. But also what I went for mainly was the hyperpigmentation. Like on a daily basis, I use my SPF, my sunscreen, and my moisturizers, but for some reason there's just certain spots on my face that won't go away, like certain dark spots, and I just wanted to use something that penetrated my skin a little bit more than what I usually use. I don't know why it feels like I haven't spoken to you guys in so long, but I'm back and I got a mouthful of tea. I'm gonna make sure that I pack out this episode with just a lot of things for you guys. So I got the facial today. That was all the way in Long Island. So I don't live in Long Island. I live about 45 minutes from there. But it was worth the travel. I liked how informative the lady was. I liked how precise she was. And it was a good experience, nice and intimate. So I really liked that. Also, right after that, I did my laser hair removal. So I had a pretty filled out day. My day was filled out. The only thing I want to say is that she told me I cannot work out for 5 to 7 days. And you guys know I am a gym fanatic. I already took a week off because I was out of the country. Not out of the country technically, but I was on vacation. I was in St. Croix, and I had a ball. When I say I had a fucking ball, I had so much fun. You know, so it's not technically out of the country. It's the U.S. Virgin Islands. You don't need a passport to go there. But I was still on an island. I was on vacation. I did not work out that entire week. Yes, I took walks, but I didn't work out. So now that I got this facial and she says like, you know, don't sweat. She doesn't want me to sweat. I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to do my walks, but nothing where I'm sweating. She made that clear. You know, and I wanted to heal properly. She said if I do anything where I'm sweating, especially profusely, that it can make the hyperpigmentation possibly worse. So I'm not going to do that. But I've seen so many celebrities do this facial. I've seen like Joy Chavez do it. I've seen just a number of other celebrities. Can't think off the top of my head, but she's definitely one. And she's like my skin tone, so her skin is flawless to me. So can't wait to see how this comes out. Now, let's get into the topic. The topic is traveling, guys. Traveling. I feel like traveling is so imperative for the mental. I feel like we should at least, and especially as Black people, we should at least try to get away once a year, you know? If you can more than once a year, cool. That's great. But at least once a year. Just somewhere where there's a beach, sand, an island, some water, where you can just get away and clear your head, because when you're just home all the time, work, it just seems like it's nonstop and you just need a break. And I kid you not, when I got back from my trip, I was still off from work for a few days. However, I just felt so like relieved. I didn't have to go back to work. My mind was clear. My thought process was a little better. Like, when you see those different parts of the world and just different places and you're able to experience those types of things, it does things for your mental. Like, wow, like, you actually do think about living in that type of environment too, because who wants to just visit paradise? You want to be living in paradise. It's important that we make our environment peaceful at all times, but I feel like you want to live in paradise. You don't just want to feel like you're only vacationing every so often to a place that's beautiful. Like, you want to live in paradise. So I definitely feel like I would like to maybe own some property, like on an island one day. You know, that's something that is a thought. I do have other things in the works that I feel like, you know, I want to get those things off the ground and then work on other things like that. But in the meantime, you know, I'm a vacationing, traveling queen, and I'm going to continue to do that. So in St. Croix, so day one, so I was out there for 4 days, not very long, you know, but my vacation was the whole week. But I'm going to start from day one. And I know you guys just seen my vlog that I dropped last week. So being that I got back from vacation last week Wednesday, not this Wednesday that just passed, the week prior, I got back. I did record some content out there, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna drop the content. I don't know if you guys like when I give you guys like these potting episodes more than I give you the, like, either the beauty content or vlog content, but I feel like it's pretty much even for the most part. But I gave you guys a little insight to my trip and everything that was happening, everything that went on. There was a few things, of course, that I didn't get on camera because for me, I just live in the moment. When I do remember to pick up a camera, of course, I'm getting a little bit of content, some pictures, maybe a short video, but the vlog was only like 5 minutes. And I would have liked it to be like, I want to say like 15 to 20 if I had it my way, but it's going to get better. I don't normally vlog, you know, and I also feel like I am at one point going to need to buy the vlogging camera if that's something that I'm going to incorporate into my content. But back to the recap of the trip. So the first day, the weather was beautiful. We got there. The only thing I want to say was like a downer to the trip was the actual traveling part. There are no straight flights to St. Croix from New York, so we did have to do a connecting flight. I went out there with my homegirl, and we had to do a connecting flight. And to me, I feel like it's literally like you're traveling all day. It's like 8 to 10 hours depending on the gap from of the layover. So our first gap was like 3 hours, so that added just to the overall travel time, you know. So but aside from that, the first day the weather was beautiful. Like, we arrived, it was like 80, I want to say like a calm 80 degrees, sun out. It was just beautiful. We got to the hotel, we checked in, we changed into our bathing suits. We took the speedboat to the beach. It's so cute. We were literally in the heart of everything. We were on the boardwalk, had all of the restaurants. The speedboat is right there to take you to the beach that they have. Oh my gosh, what is the beach called? Oh, it's called Hotel on the Quay. That's what it's called because I believe there's a hotel there, but that's like that, the beach. So we were there the first night, did the beach. We planned, we met some locals that same night. So we met like 2 people. One of them had a boat, and they were telling us about Buck Island and how we should go the next day. But the first day we got there, we were kind of a little bit exhausted just from the traveling part. So we just did the beach until the nighttime. We ate a nice meal. I had a nice, like, big lobster tail. It was so good. I love their food out there. It's just so much fresher, and I feel like That's why they don't have as many health issues as us and they live a little longer, in my opinion. But did that. So that was the first night. Next day we did Buck Island. I got tore up that night. Tore up, okay? So was on the boat that took us to Buck Island, like a 30-minute boat ride. Got there. And it's really just an island with a beach where like people dock their boats, party, get in the water, tan, do all that stuff. I had a different bathing suit for every day. But you guys, I think a lot of women do that. Like they buy swimsuits when they know that they're going on vacation to wear for the different days. Like that's just how we do. We're just girls. So that's how we do. So we went to Buck Island. We had fun. That was a ball. That was amazing. And that was the second day. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to remember what we kind of ate that night, but I don't really remember. The last 2 nights, it did rain. So night 3, I was with one of the locals. He kind of like showed me a good time, took me around. Like we ate. My homegirl, one of her boos, was out there like at the same time, so she had linked up with him. But we all ended up like just chilling, just being around each other. A lot of the stuff was closed, but that third night I did get to go to the Captain Morgan distillery to see like what it looked like, what it was about. And even though it was closed, because you know on the islands when they get rain, it's kind of like they put a stop to a lot of stuff, because when they get rain it could just be a little bit worse than places that aren't an island. So went there, got some rum, brought some rum back home, kind of just explored the island, went to like their mall part, ate some dinner at this restaurant. I had like a good seafood pasta that was really good, and just pretty much like chilled out. It was kind of like, we did turn up a little bit, but it was also like a chill trip. And then the last day, we ate and we had to get ready to leave because, you know, checkout was really early. That's the only bummer about that. But it was also raining that day too, so it's not like we could really do like too much. Oh, but I almost left out. The second night after Buck Island, I went to this party. It was so fucking dope. It was popping. It was all the islanders. It was it's just the party that they were all talking about that night. Like, oh, go to Frontline. So we went to Frontline. We partied. We had a good time. I love seeing like people dancing and their type of music and just their culture, like just being out in that type of environment. It was really fun. It was a vibe. I had on my teal flowy shirt with some shorts. I'm glad I bought shorts out there. And I just had a blast. Guys, I had a blast. Travel if you can. If you've never been anywhere or you don't really travel like that, I'm telling you, it does wonders for your mental. Travel. Get well-rounded. See different parts of the world. You're not going to want to leave this earth without being able to say, I didn't go somewhere, or I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to see this. Get a passport. For those of you that don't have passports, work on getting a passport. Yes, citizen, right? Why is it so hard? Get you a passport. See these different parts. See these different parts of the world. Get well acquainted. I've been to a few different places, you know, off the top. So Mexico, Jamaica, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, St. Croix. Where else? Oh my gosh. I've been to some places. DR. It's just, Puerto Rico. It's a lot of places I've been, and you get to taste different food, see different culture, and you just get to be away from your norm. Sometimes your norm can be just, it's like when you're home, you know, you got to do this, you got to do that. You get to get away a little bit from responsibility and just live and just vibe and just chill out. Make sure that when you're on vacation, you're actually being relaxed, you're relaxing. Guys, travel, get to experience other people that are traveling. You might meet somebody on a plane. get to meet people when you're away. You never even know if those people might come to where you're at. You guys might build like a friendship, an acquaintanceship, whatever. You guys might build something like really nice. And I just love to travel. Even this week, like when I went back to work, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm back at work. I'm not gonna lie, that first week back at work after vacation is always just like, oh fuck, why am I here? Like, but you definitely go in with a little bit of a clearer mind as far as just now what you have to do. You didn't have to just continue dealing with that continuously. You got to get away from it for a little bit so you could come back refreshed and at your best, putting your best foot forward. So I definitely had a blast, a ball. I always have a ball though when I go away. I make sure that I have a good time. And it's all about having a good time. Have fun in this life. That's another thing that you don't want to look back on and say to yourself, like, I wish I had more fun in life. Whatever's fun to you, Some people don't like to travel. But whatever you feel like is fun for you, I feel like do more of that. Do more of whatever makes you happy and whatever is fun. We only have one life. We only get this one life, guys. We only live once. YOLO. You only live once, right? So, trying to figure out if there's anything else that I left out because I didn't speak to you guys last week. I gave you guys a vlog, but didn't speak to you guys as much. If you look in the vlog, you also see that I ate at this diner called Toast. But let me tell you something. I thought Toast was the bomb. But unless you ate at Caroline's in St. Croix, you don't know what good food is. That shit was the bomb. The bomb. The bomb. They make everything fresh down to the butter, the jelly, everything. It was amazing. I'm currently working on planning my next trip. That's to be announced, TBA. And right now it's raining in New York. I actually didn't plan anything for this weekend because I know with this facial, my face kind of looks crazy. Like maybe on camera, I don't know if you guys are able to see it that good, but it's a little swollen and red and like it's kind of like blotchy right now because of the plasma that was being injected. So I didn't plan too much because I didn't know how I was going to look or feel after this. However, I feel like I can do things where maybe there aren't a lot of people around in the premises and where maybe I'm like in a dark place or room, maybe the movies. I know that new Michael Jackson movie is out. I do want to see that. So my night is not over yet. So I may do that tonight and maybe I will let you guys know how that was after I see that, because if I do see that movie, I don't know. I love the Michael Jackson biopic that came out years ago, But I know that this is something that people are going to be talking about, and I just need to know the tea. I need to know what's up. I need to know if it was good, if it's a good movie. There's so many things coming up for the summer. The Usher and Chris Brown concert, for sure, I have to be in attendance. I know people are talking about how the tickets are ridiculous. They do have some affordable tickets though, because guys, I was on the website. Not every ticket is outrageously priced. However, if you do want a decent seat, you're going to have to spend. So, but everyone, I'm actually really feeling it today. I'm loving being in front of the camera and speaking and letting you guys know what's up, what's tea. And I think that's what's important, just having fun with the platform, keeping you guys informed, speaking about different things. Also, drop in the comments, too, what you guys might want me to discuss as a topic. This is going to be something that's ongoing, so I'm going to have to constantly come up with different and new topics. So I'm open to suggestions and what you guys may want me to talk about. Drop that below. But I am about to get up off here. I hope you guys have a good week, that you had a great weekend, and remember, have fun. Have fun. Keep it cute. Don't keep it mute, but have fun, guys. I will talk to you next week. Peace out.